Hello everybody, welcome back to Toy Stew. Well, it's once again time for a little bit of something different here on Toy Stew. Today we're going to attempt to do a modification on James, the number 5 engine, the bright red engine. He's very proud of being a bright red engine, I tell you. Well, once upon a time, when he first came to Sodor, he was painted black. And if you've been trying to find the painted black James, it's nearly impossible to find. I've seen one on eBay. Well, there's actually several on eBay, but they're very expensive. And Amazon probably carries them, but they're also very expensive. So, we're going to attempt to make our own. So I invite you to follow along as we do a modification on James. I found this one at Walmart. I've taken him apart, as you can see. There's his back truck wheels and chassis. And it has two screws that were holding that on. Pick them up here. And those little triangle head screws. You can see that. So I made this a while ago, but this is just an old nail. And I just filed it to a triangular shape there at the end. And that's my screwdriver. Now, I know they sell these, but I haven't found one in my stores here locally. But I have seen them on online stores, so they're available. Little triangle screwdrivers. Now, I went ahead and took his undercarriage off where the battery's set. So that's already, fortunately, that's all black right there already. So we don't have to do any painting. This piece possibly could be painted, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's see how well everything else goes. What those are called, connecting rods. Alright, I'm going to start with this truck. And the one I saw online, the buffers are painted black with this little buffer rail, I guess you'd call it. And this side piece right here, which sticks out just a little bit, were left red. So if I can remember, I'm going to leave those red. And then the front of the tender, I think I said truck before, I meant to say tender. The whole front of the tender is black. So what I'm going to do, and I tried to do this with things that could be found very easily. And nail polish from the dollar store, nail polish remover in case I mess up, and a marker. I bet y'all can guess what the brand that is. So I'm going to try both. I'm going to try the marker first, and then switch over to the nail polish and see which one does better, if they're about the same. So here we go. The advantage of the marker is, of course, you don't have to shake it up. It's not as messy and it dries very fast. But from my previous experience, it does not cover very well. It leaves little streaks, so you have to give it at least 2 coats, sometimes 3. But let's get going here. Just start on the top of this tender. Just start putting that marker on there. It seems to be very good coverage. I can't remember if that top is left red or not, but let's leave it red for now. And this is probably going to be at least a 2-parter. And I'll go check my references and see if that's supposed to be left red. But let's come down here. This is a wide tip marker. And there's actually, you can do a fine on one of those angles. Get into some detail work with that. That's giving very good coverage, I'm surprised. Alright. What I want to do is where this bumps out just a little bit, is leave that red. Let's see how good I can do this. Bang! Bang! Alright, I'm going to do one of those back buffers with the marker. Now I know there's actually, you can buy paint pens now. I'm sure they've been out there for a long time, but when I was researching how to do this, I saw that there are a lot of different colors of paint pens. Take this little outer part here. Alright. You can see a little red streak right there. I'm just going to go over it. So this is going to be the advantage of a marker, is it dries so fast that you can make corrections very quickly. Got out of the frame there. So as you can see, hopefully, that's pretty nice coverage. I really don't see any red coming through there. Now the next question is, what am I going to do about this number? I'm going to try to not cover it up. But if I mess up, I mess up. That's just the way it goes. So this is black, so we're going to have to cover that anyway. So let's just go for it. And you want, if you're going to use a marker, you want to be sure and get a fresh one, or one that you know still has a lot of ink in there. Now I'm going to come down here to this part that I want to leave red, and just kind of let it guide me along. This is not going to be perfect, but it's much cheaper than a $99 James, I'll tell you that. See what good a job I can do is keeping this 5 without messing it up. What I can do, this is for sure probably going to be at least a two-parter video. Just come back if anything needs retouching. Alright, that's hard to get into there. Now I've done it. Let's see if this will come off. Yep. Alright. I end up just covering that up and try to find a pre-printed number 5 somewhere. Let me just leave it like that for now and see if I can come back and rescue it. Alright, the back still looks good. I knew I'd have trouble with that 5, and I did. I'm trying to do here just, you may not be able to see it, but it's kind of streaking just a little bit. So, I think I'll just leave it like that for now. And now, the more messier version of doing this is going to be with the nail polish, so, good now. Alright, shake this guy up. The number 5 on this side is going to even be harder to save. But let's see what we can do here. Alright, where am I going to hold on? On the bottom here, I guess. Okay, here we go. Nail polish on James. Oh, man. Well, I don't know if y'all can see that, but that is not giving very good coverage. Let me shake this up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm curious about those paint pens. That might be the way to go. Going from what I've learned so far, paint pens and markers may be the way to go. Nail polish may just be too messy to fool with. I was thinking it would dry a little quicker than it actually does dry. Oops. So as you can see, I haven't done a whole lot of mod work on these engines. I just kind of get them really around the track. But that painted black engine really got me to thinking of how many Thomas and Friends engines there are, but they haven't been made into toys yet. And some of them may never be. You know, that Ashima, Daisy, and there's just tons of other ones. Can't think of them right now. But there's a lot of them that are made into the wooden version of Thomas and Friends, but that aren't made into a Trackmaster. So Fergus is one. I'm sure you guys can rattle them off. But there are a lot of them. They were just never made into a toy. And some of it, of course, these Trackmasters are probably a little more expensive to manufacture. But the thing is, once you've got the mold made, that's your biggest expense, is hiring and I'm sure there's somebody at their factory that does all their engineering stuff, because once it's made, that's it. You got the mold, You can just crank them out by the hundreds and thousands. I'll tell you what, I don't think I can save the 5 on this one. On this side anyways. We're going to cover that guy up. And getting this edge is not easy. Right, well, you can see right there how uneven that is. So if I had a much wider brush, you wouldn't see all that. But I sure thought the snow polish would do a better job. Of course, I got it at the dollar store, so it's not top quality. Alright, let's do it. Front part of the tender. Wow, that's just really streaking. That marker did 100 times better than this. Shake him up again. Okay, well, learning some things today, that's for sure. So if you can find the right color markers, which in this case black, the most easiest to find color marker there is in the world, you're gonna be doing good. So if I recall, all this was painted black on the version I saw. Yeah, James Lay is very proud of being a red engine. But they're I would say it's got to be harder to keep that red looking nice than it is since they're using coal as a fuel. Seems like if you were painted black, it'd be much easier to be kept clean. Donald and Douglas could tell him all about that. Get the edge here. Okay, well, you can see the finish on that is pretty rough. If you don't look too close, it's alright. If you're about a mile away, it would look really good. But that's the way it goes. You try things, if they don't work, you've learned something. And I found this, James is still pretty easy to find at a Target or Walmart. And I want to do some more mods, but I want to do them with engines that are pretty easy to find. I don't really want to do a mod on one of these rare, hard to find engines. Because I think a lot of mods can be done with what you can find at the stores now. That's my theory. Anyways. Okay, well there's James's tender. Let me get his back buffer here. So when we come back for the next part, we can see the difference. Appreciate you guys hanging in there and watching with me. Just a little something new I wanted to try. I know there's a lot of different YouTubers out there doing mods on Thomas and Friends engines, and even more of them doing mods on plastic models. Of course, model railroaders doing all kinds of fun stuff. So maybe we can go along and learn this thing together. I'll have to find a gold number 5 to put on that side. Alright, well thank you guys so much for stopping by here at Toy Stew. Be sure and subscribe, comment, share, request, and of course, thumbs up. We'll see you next time here on Toy Stew.